research. We are talking about the schools in future in this particular lesson. Okay, and yesterday I had given enough introduction about it. Today, with a little recap of the lesson, we can directly go to the lesson, the reading and explanation of the lesson. Clear? So, what we are seeing in the lesson is it's mainly talking about the changes that has occurred in the system of education, in the education system. We saw a little about the system of education in the past, how the education was happened, instruction was done in the past, and how is it in the present time, and how it should be in future, right? So as you can see, a lot of differences between the methodology, the methodology of delivering the instruction between the past and the present. The same way, in future, if we are revamping the education, the system of education, there would be a lot of differences. So when we are doing a revamping of something, a renovation of something, what majorly we are taking care of is just seeing the demerits of the present one. And when we are going for the advanced system, when we are updating the version, when we are going to the next version, so definitely all the demerits of the present one to be taken care, right? That has to be eliminated. In that way, it should be there. So yesterday, as we have discussed about, when you discussed about the demerits of the present education system, I asked you to speak something good about the present education system, that is the regular schooling, and you also spoke a little about the merits of, we only spoke about the merits of the regular schooling and the merits of the kind of education what you are getting now, right? Online education. And when you spoke about the merit of online education, you gave me a few points that you are able to clarify your doubts, you are getting one-to-one attention. That is, no, clarifying your doubt is comparatively easier than in the regular schooling. It is saving your time. You can learn in your own setting. Okay, these are all the things you said. So that means that these are all the demerits what you face in the present day regular schooling system, right? So time consumption is there, and sometimes you may feel that you are not getting a specific attention, or you are like, the differentiated learning, it's not happening. So the specific learner is not instructed in a specific way. Okay, your individual the learning, the attention for the individual learner is not happening in the regular schooling. You may feel in that way, okay, because each student's learning pace is different. Okay, so if we consider these are the demerits in our present education system, when we are going for the advanced version of it, or when we are revamping the present education system, definitely all these demerits to be taken care of, right? So that is the reason when I explained you, or gave you the gist of the lesson, I told you the main characters in the lesson, they are having the like asynchronous learning. I told you about these two terms yesterday. Do you remember? Synchronous learning and asynchronous learning. I think you also would have done a research on these two terms also. So asynchronous learning, here the teaching is happening online, but the student, each student is having the lesson, the instruction in their own, at their own pace. Okay, the time or schedule is decided by the student. The subjects are decided by the students based on the student's ability. Fine. So this is how it is different from our present day setting. So they are the two students, the two characters' names are Tommy, the boy, and Margie, a girl, right? They are friends. So they are attending the classes, that is asynchronous learning. In that setting, who's the teacher? Here, as in the online teaching, as there is a human teacher sitting the other end of the computer, it's not like that. There, the teacher is a mechanical teacher, a robotic teacher. Okay, and that is the difference. So these are the systems that had been changed. Okay, when it is going advanced. So now, if you see, what's the change? What's the major difference between our current day education and as predicted by Isaac Asimov? That is, after 2 centuries, what would happen is that the human teachers would be replaced by the robotic teachers, and the students will not go to school. There will not be any building existing in the name of a school. Okay, so rather the students would sit in their own at home, and at their own pace they will learn. Okay, so there is no team going to a school, no students sit in the classroom in a group and learn. It would be a remote online learning, okay, or distance education, what we can put it into other terms. Okay, so that is how he was giving an introduction. Actually, this is Isaac Asimov had predicted this in 1951, and this predicted situation he had written in his short story. Okay, that is the reason it has become a science fiction. Otherwise, the setting is, it is on Earth. It's happening on Earth only. It's not in other planet. In that way, it is not a science fiction. In what way it is a science fiction? Because it is talking about something which can happen years ahead. Okay, centuries ahead. And another reason why it can be, why we can call it as a science fiction, is technology, the principles of science. Okay, it's involved. Okay, but 1951, when Isaac Asimov had written this story, at that time technology had not developed this much, right? So but till then he was able to predict all these things. But though he had predicted this change would come in 23rd or 24th century, but we can say it had happened much earlier, right? Yesterday I was talking you about, I was showing a picture about a teacher, a robotic teacher, which has already come, which is like, you know, some schools in Bangalore is already using that, right? So now his prediction has already happened. Still, okay, let us see. Now what we are going to see is, so I think that I have spoken enough about, I've given some introduction about what would be the futuristic education scenario. Okay, now what are we going to see is how it is taken by the students. Okay, what's the human mentality about it? How it is received by the students. Okay, so now when we speak about, yeah, what a fun it would be, like, right, we would be taught by the robots, and we don't have to go to class. We will have all virtual environment, and we will be taught with all these modern advanced technologies. So when thinking about it, it's a kind of, you know, all the students of this age would fantasize about all these things, right? But when it really comes to, okay, so what should be the mentality of the students, how students would feel about that, that is what we are going to see in this lesson. Shall I open the PDF, the lesson, and go on?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am, I want to say you one thing.
yes.
Ma'am, do you have these teachers in the future time also?
Teachers, that is what he, actually it is predicted. Are you asking about human teachers?
No, the robotic teachers.
Robotic teachers.
Yeah.
That's all how you are taking the situations now. Okay, if you feel that there are so many demerits in the present education system, which has been, the instruction which has been delivered by a human being, if you feel that it is not meeting the purposes, if the younger generation feels in that way, because when revamping of education happens, definitely the learner's opinion would be taken into consideration. That will be respected, right? Let us see. Okay, anyhow, you can see
Okay, ma'am.
you are not having it, your grandchildren or grandchildren, as predicted in this thing, can happen. Okay, Sanchana, do you have any question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Sanchana.
Ma'am, so like I think that it might affect the career of the upcoming generation because many of them will have ambition to become a teacher.
uh, I'm not,
Is that a possibility?
I can hear you properly. Can you repeat it?
Ma'am, so I'm saying that like when like you're talking about how robotic teachers will replace human teachers
Hmm.
in the future.
Hmm.
So don't you think that it will affect the careers of the upcoming generation because many of them will have ambitions of becoming a teacher?
See, there is a lot to discuss about all these things. Okay,
Hmm.
so I'm finished. Okay, there is a lot to discuss about this. Okay, of course, all these factors are to be taken into consideration. But now we, for time being, we'll discuss about all these things after the class. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
and as you asked, I don't feel so. Majorly, it will not affect, because if the teaching, the stop, the career teaching, if it is stopped, another career would be there. Developing the content, okay, the course delivery, preparing a courseware. There are the teachers. If they are not going to the live teaching, it may happen in such a way. Okay, anyhow, the opportunities would be there more. Okay, so let us see about it later. Now I'll
Yes,
open the
ma'am.
textbook. Are you all able to see this? Are you all able to see? The textbook is open.
No,
No,
ma'am. We are
ma'am.
not able to see the
No,
PDF.
no, ma'am.
What do you see here?
Ma'am, ma'am, you have clicked on Beehive. We have clicked on Beehive, but the PDF has not opened yet.
Okay, okay, wait. What about now?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Okay. So this is the virtual classroom setting. Yesterday we have seen that, right? So what would be the features of a virtual classroom? We all discussed about that. Let us not waste our time on discussion again and again. So I'll go to this one. So the starting with, yeah, first paragraph. Margie even wrote about it that night in her diary on the page headed 17 May 2157. She wrote, "Today Tommy found a real book." Soham, are you listening here? Yeah. So now Margie even wrote about. Children, do you feel anything like indifferent here? Any indifference here? Yesterday I told you it is after 2 centuries, everything has gone under a lot of revision or a revamping of technology happened, educational technology has happened, but still it is told, and even I told you that papers have almost gone as relic by that time. Do you remember I telling that? But now here the first line is starting that Margie even wrote about it that night in her diary. So what are you typing? Listen here.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
can you zoom?
Yes, yes. Yeah. Enough?
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah. Marge even wrote about it in the diary. Yesterday I told that papers have gone relic by that time. Then where has she written? Where should I written?
Computer.
Yeah, so it's all about, we are talking about e-book. Even the diary is also an e-diary. Okay, so she wrote something about. So when she's writing something, it is something that she felt curious on that day. Today, Tommy found, so what she wrote, today, Tommy found a real book. I told you about the characters, Margie and Tommy. Margie is 11-year-old girl. Tommy is 13-year-old boy. They are friends, okay, and neighbors, and they are friends. So now what curious thing, what she felt very strange is Tommy found a real book. In the first paragraph itself, we can see the contrast. When she is writing about real book, so whatever is given mentioned in the first line, she wrote in her diary, we can understand that is not a real book, okay? That is an e-diary. And wherever the author is using the word write, wrote, and all, children, you have to understand that it is not a proper writing with a pen, okay, on the paper. It is just talking about typing, okay, everywhere. It was a very old book. Margie's grandfather once said that when he was a little boy, his grandfather, okay, so 2 generations back, his grandfather told him that there was a time when all stories were printed on paper. They turned the pages, which were yellow and crinkly, and it was awfully funny to read words that stood still instead of moving the way they were supposed to on a screen, And then when they turned back to the page before, it had the same words on it that it had when they read it for the first time. "Gee," said Tommy, "what a waste. When you're through with the book, you just throw it away. I guess our television screen must have had 1,000,000 books on it. It's good for plenty more. I wouldn't throw it away." "Same with mine," said Margie. She was 11, and had not seen as many telebooks as Tommy had. He was 13. I'll stop here and we'll see the explanation of it. Okay. So on that day, Tommy brought a book. What is a real book? Okay. And they have never seen a real book. It was strange for them to see, have a look at the real book. And they both were so curious to know about it and how the book was appearing. It was yellow and the pages were crinkly because it's a very old one. Okay. So he found it from his house, maybe probably used by his grandfather. So when they're talking about that, they were very curious to discuss about that book. And Tommy found it very strange to have a look at it. Why it is very strange? Because now when, when you have a book, when you flip pages, what you can see in all the pages? In all the pages, it would be printed with some letters. Okay, if you flip the next page also, you can see the same printed letters. And if it is a story, once you finish reading the story, there is nothing that you feel that it has to be kept. Okay, so it can't be reused, right? But they already, they have got exposed to that the e-books. Okay, and telebooks, we can call e-books or telebooks. They have never seen such a kind of book. They felt this is very useful and a waste of a material, waste of a waste of paper or waste of material. Why such things? Instead, if it is on a television screen, the screen itself will be the screen is static, right? And what is moving? If it is a courseware, if you are playing a courseware, what will happen? The screen will not move. The only thing is the content will move on. It will go on to the next page automatically, or you have to, or somebody should operate it, right? So it will go on in that way. But here that you have to turn it. And so if you turn the next page also, you can see the same letters are there. And so more than one story cannot be printed on this book, but your computer screen or a TV screen, it can be used, and as many stories you can do. So, but the real book, once you finish reading, you have to throw it. That is a view of that generation. Okay, so the 23rd and 24th century generation, they felt about book. That is the view of Tommy about the book. Okay, do you understand till here? And anyhow, Margie was also very curious to children. Is there anybody having any question? I could see two hands raised. Okay, wait. So here, yeah, Sanjana, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
No, ma'am, that I forgot to lower my hand from the previous time. That's it.
Fine. Okay, so anyhow, Margie found it very strange and she was very curious to know something more about it. Children, it is very natural, right? Even we also would like to know about past. See, when we come to know about something, something which we are not seen, about our ancestors, about our past, we'd be very curious to know about it, right? What we'd be very curious to know, see, like we'd be very curious to know how languages were formed by our ancestors, how different dialects were formed by our ancestors, how our ancestors or the grandparents used to cook, how they used to transport from one place to another place. If somebody is there to tell us stories about it, we'd be very curious to know about it, right? So here also, these children, when they got this real book, they were very curious to know what is written about it, what is written on it. And so when she asked us, okay, what is there, what is written? And he told that, see, wait, I finished till what is about at school, right? Okay. So now she's telling that, okay, fine, what is written, like what the book is about, what is written on it. The book we understood, and so their opinion about the book also is clear now, and what the content is about. And Tom is telling it is written about a school, and that made Margie go very scornful. Okay, school? What is there to write about school? I hate school. Okay, and what kind of a school she is talking about?
The normal school which we go and which we travel.
Normal school in the sense, is it normal or regular for us?
No, ma'am, virtual.
She is not talking about our regular school. A school according to her, or classroom according to her, is a virtual classroom, right? She is sitting in her own room at her own home, and she is sitting in front of a mechanical teacher and having her lessons. That is what school for her, and she hates that. Okay, and so when she heard that somebody has written something about school, she could not digest it. What is there to write about school? I hate school. So let us see the reason why she hates school. Margie always hated school, but now she hated it more than ever. The mechanical teacher had been giving her test after test in geography, and she had been doing worse and worse until her mother had shaken her head sorrowfully and sent for the county inspector. So now we understood better that why she hates school, right? So now you see, we were discussing more about the virtual classroom, the differentiated learning, asynchronous learning. The learner can sit at his own home or her own home and learn according to her own pace. But even then, there are a few things they remain without any changes, right? What are the few things? Tests are of course there. Okay, teacher of course continue to give homework. There is no change in that, whether it is a human teacher or robotic teacher. The system has never changed. The system over there also. And why she did not like school is because of her teacher, because of the mechanical teacher who is giving test every day, repeated test, and she is not able to do better in a particular subject, that is geography. She's doing very worse, and mother is kind of like, continuously growing worried about it, and she had taken the student to the county inspector. Okay, so now let us see who is the county inspector. Now children, in a regular school setting, when your parent feel that you are not doing good in a particular subject, so what should be your parents next move? To meet the teacher or to meet the coordinator or to meet the principal, vice principal, like it goes on in this way. Anyhow, the parent wants to set the things proper. So the same way here, the county inspector is here. We have only mechanical teacher. Okay, so county inspector is a person who work on the mechanical parts of the robotic teacher. Okay, who is a person who sets it correct. Okay, so he is a person who sets it correct. So if any problems occur with a robotic teacher, that will be taken to the person inspector, the county inspector, and he used to set the things right. He used to check it. Okay, basically we can say that he is a person, is a technical person. That's all, right? And now, so that is the reason she doesn't like school. And when she heard and when she knew that the book what I got from which is there from past few centuries, it is talking about school, she got so upset. No, it is somewhat strange for her to know that. Okay, so they have mentioned about the school. So now what like the term school according to her is what she has exposed to. Okay, and when she came to know that somebody has written something about a school, she was not able to take it in a very light manner or a very positive manner. That is what the reason for her reaction in that way is. Is it clear till here? Shall I go on?
Yes, ma'am.
He was a round little man. Who was he here? The county inspector. Children, actually, there are a few things that to be marked for extracts. But since you don't have your proper, like the textbook, okay, the hard copy of the book, I'm not asking you to mark it. So when we send the worksheets, in that worksheets, I'll give you some extracts. Okay, so that to be marked. He was a round little man with a red face and whole box of tools with dials and wires. He smiled at Margie and gave her an apple, then took the teacher apart. Margie had hoped he wouldn't know how to put it together again. So see how desperate the child is. She doesn't want her teacher back. Okay, but he knew how all right. And after an hour or so, there it was again, large and black and ugly, with a big screen on which all the lessons were shown and the questions were asked. That was not so bad. The part Margie hated the most was the slot where she had to put homework and test papers. She always had to write them out in a punch code. They made her learn when she was 6 years old. And the mechanical teacher calculated the marks in no time. So now, so her mother had taken her to the county inspector, Taken her means taken the teacher to the county inspector to check why the girl is not performing well in a particular subject. What's the subject? Geography, right? So what has happened now? But when she was there outside, when she was waiting outside the county inspector's place, she was hoping that he would not know how to set it right. Okay, it should take some time. I don't want the teacher back for a few days. Okay, why? Because see, whenever she thinks about a teacher, what comes to her mind is the black, large, and big screen. Okay, at least that part she can forgive. But what she can't digest is, what she can't take in a positive manner is the slot. Okay, on the screen, there is a slot to put your homework. Okay, and to put your assignments, and that homeworks and assignments will be corrected in seconds by the computer teacher, by the robotic teacher, and you will get your scores, okay, in no time. And how you have to write your answers over there, the homework, you have to write it in the punch code. Punch code is nothing but the kind of the binary numbers, okay, how the computer language should be. And so that is the preparatory thing, preparatory course before a child joins in the school. Okay, so when she was 6 years old, at that time itself, they had taught her the punch code, how to write things in punch code using the binary numbers, and it has to be uploaded. So that is criteria, what we can say, that is eligibility for any student to get an admission into the school. Okay, and now, so is it clear till here why she hated her teacher and how her teacher is, right? And the next
Yes,
is
ma'am.
the inspector had smiled after he was finished, and patted Margie said, he said to her mother, "It's not the little girl's fault, Mrs. Jones. I think the geography sector was geared a little too quick. Those things happen sometimes. I have slowed it up to an average 10-year level. Actually, the overall pattern of her progress is quite satisfactory." And he patted Margie's head again. So now, children, two things you have to note here. So what problem the county inspector has reported to her mother, Mrs. Jones? That is, anyone?
That the robot was fast. The
Yeah,
teaching was
fast
fast.
according to her
It
grade
was
level. Okay, it is not her fault. Yeah, good. It is not her fault. It was too fast. Okay, so it was set according to, like, little higher age level. So now he has reduced the speed according to an average 10-year level. Okay, so now, do you think that if you know, in the when you are revamping the educational system, if you feel that human teachers have, so, like, no, they commit so many mistakes and they are not flawless, so we have to go to the machine, we have to rely on a machine which will be flawless in teaching. If we are no keeping that thing in mind, if you are revamping the education, now tell me, is that flawless? Is that, do you think that machines are flawless? No. So in when you are no going for advanced technology in that way, thinking that, so the human beings commit mistake, but the machines will not. It is not true. Even mistakes happen in that also. Okay, that is what we can understand from here. So now what he had done to set it right, he has reduced the speed to an average. Uh, 10-year learners level. So here another thing what you have to see is, as I told you, it's an asynchronous learning. The learner is learning in her own pace, or his own pace, right? So what does is contrary to our education, the present education system is, children, how are we grouped in each class? Now you are in 8th grade or 9th grade. How are you? So if you see all 30 students in your class, would be of almost the same age group, right? So maybe 13 to in between 13 to 14. Am I right? So you're all grouping
Yes, ma'am.
on your age. Okay. But
Ma'am, I have a question.
yes, Abhiraj.
Ma'am, what is pronouncing?
Huh?
What is pronouncing?
Pronouncing where it is?
It's in 6th paragraph.
Sixth para? But I'm still in
Uh,
fifth para. Where
6th paragraph, 6th, there in the pronouncing is there.
you don't know the word pronouncing? How
Uh,
we utter, we pronounce the words, right?
yeah.
For example, I am saying KUNDU. I don't know how to pronounce it. Abhiraj, can you
Okay.
say how to pronounce it?
Yeah.
Do you understand what is pronouncing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now now actually we are discussing about very one important point, that how the students are grouped in our regular schooling, the present day schooling. They are based on their age, right? Their chronological age. But now, as I told you, all the 30 or 35 students in our class would be almost of the age group of between 13 to 14. Okay. So now let me ask another question. I want an answer from you. Do you feel all the students, all the 30 students in your class are similar in their competency level, in their the intellectual ability? Are they all similar?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, right? No. So, though you are grouped based on your age, thinking that that is the proper criteria, but still you can see there are different students having their different intellectual level. Some students can grasp the things very faster, right? They one time explanation is enough for them. A few students more little more focus. A few students cannot understand even after explaining more times also, many time also, right? So that can be the difference. So that we call that. So the different what to say, the different ability of the student. The children are different. They are different understanding level, different intellectual level. That is why we need differentiated learning. That is the reason the children in future are having asynchronous learning. So a 13-year-old student, that is her chronological age, may not have a mental age of 13-year-old. What do you mean? The difference between chronological age and mental age is a 13-year-old child. Okay, sometimes if she is having a maturity, or she is having an intellectual IQ of a 16-year-old student, okay, her mental age is different. So she has to be grouped with the next group. If the 13-year-old child's mental ability or IQ is less than of an 8-year-old child, then she has to be grouped with the other group, the lower group. Okay, so that is what one of the concern of the future education, whether the students to be grouped according to their mental age or according to their chronological age. Okay, to avoid this confusion, we can go ahead with asynchronous learning where grouping is not required at all. Do you understand now why remote learning is there? Okay, why remote online learning is important? Why student is sitting alone and learning? Because each student has his or her own learning pace. Is that clear? Is that clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, going
Yes,
ahead. So
ma'am.
now, is that paragraph clear? Because I wanted to emphasize few points. One is that even the computer, even the robotic teacher commits mistake. There can mistakes can occur even in the even in machines also. Okay, even in robotic teacher also. And another thing is how grouping used to happen and why the asynchronous learning is intertwined. Okay, in the futuristic education system. Okay, now coming. Machi was disappointed. Why she was disappointed? Because she had not expected that the county inspector will repair her mechanical teacher's fault so fast, right? So she expected that to be there with him at least for some days so she can be relaxed at home. Margie was disappointed. She had been hoping they would take the teacher away altogether. They had once taken Tommy's teacher away for nearly a month because the history sector had blanked out completely. Children, again, you see the mindset of the student. So previously also we had seen the mindset of the students. What is their response or what is their impression about the school? And now, and what is their impression about the assignments and homework? Has that changed? Those centuries have gone ahead. Has that changed? That mentality is remaining the same. Your mentality towards the homeworks and assignment is also the same like Margie, right? Yeah, your attitude towards the school is also same like Margie, the same way. And here also, so now she expected that the teacher would be completely taken by the county inspector, at least for a few days she could rest. So, and uh, like I've heard some students in the school also, the first thing morning what they ask is, have you seen that teacher present? Is she present today? Okay, have you seen that teacher? Because I have to submit the class. Otherwise, will we get substitution? Will we get PE period? Were you not curious about in such way? I have seen many children asking, many children ask me also. Am I right or not? You used to ask.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so even you used to expect, okay, even in our age, we used to expect that if a particular teacher, if the teacher is very strict, if the teacher has given some homework, if she stayed absent this day, it would be better. Okay, so in that way, so the mentality, even in the past, okay, whether it is present or in future, the mentality of the student has not changed. It remains static. Okay, it is the same. So she said to Tommy, why would anyone write about school? Okay, now whatever the explanation we have got from paragraph 3 to 5 is just she was thinking, or the reason is given why she did not like the schools. Okay, otherwise, now what is the present time? She and Tommy were sitting together having a book in their hands and they were discussing about it. Okay, and in between whatever discussion about the county inspector and the school has brought us to tell us that why she disliked schools. Is that clear? Now we'll go to the
Yes.
sixth paragraph. Tommy looked at her with very superior eyes because it's not our kind of school, stupid. This is the old kind of school that they had hundreds and hundreds of years ago. He added loftily, pronouncing the word carefully, centuries ago. Okay, now Tommy is making things clearer to her. See, they're not discussed or they're not writing about the school that we have, the kind of school what we have now. They are writing about it. The book has something about the school what they had, our ancestors had centuries ago. Margie was hurt. Well, why was she hurt? Because when actually he was 2 years elder to her, and he obviously knows more thing than her. So when he told in that way, you don't know about it, it's about that stupid. So she was hurt. It is not the hurt. It is not the hurt in a proper or literal meaning. Okay. Well, I don't know what kind of a school they had all that time. She read the book over his shoulder for a while, then said, anyway, they had a teacher. Okay, so now okay, school, that may be a different kind of a school, but they also have a teacher, right? The teacher like us, okay, like what we have. So that is what her next thing is. So anyhow, it is showing that she's not ready to accept that the in past there was something very different and very peculiar and what we are not having now. Okay, sure, they had a teacher, but it was not a regular teacher. It was a man. A man? How could a man be a teacher? Well, he just told the boys and girls things and gave them homework and asked them questions. A man is not smart enough? Sure, he is. My father knows as much as my teacher. So here, children, there's a conversation between them.